Cord. All right. So, what was the theme of our learning this week when it came to a new rule? What was our rule that we worked on? Some of you found out these kind of words in your reading, in your camping piece that I gave some of you. Astria, what was it? Astria.
Magic E.
Magic E. Very good. Oh, you guys can't. There's one thing or another. All right, Magic E. So we had a word like bit. But if, and then when we add the E, what does it become? Bite. How about the word? I had them all and then I just completely lost it. What does it become? Nape. Very good. All right. Well, so that's a good one, Sawyer. So cap becomes what? Cape. Very good. All right. So we have a lot of. Oh, thank you, Sawyer. I know. I don't know why it's doing, and I don't know what is happening with my dot camera either. It's doing weird things lately. I know it's always a beat slow, isn't it? Yep, it definitely is. All right. So we have our magic E words today, and we are going to be looking at a lot of those. So when we have store, there, that E is making that O make its long sound, right? Store. So we are going to be having, oh, actually that's a good example. So we have, what's that word? And then what is that word when I add the E? Stair. Very good. Now, this isn't the stair like I walk up the stairs. This is the, yep, what you should be doing at the board right now, right? You should stare at the board. Okay, so we are going to have a lot of those words today on the spelling test. Go back to thinking about all of those activities we did this week that really talked about that. We also, on our spelling test today, we'll also have some red words. We'll have 6 of them. We'll have last week's and this week's, okay? So we're gonna review them super quick so that we'll be ready for that, okay? All right, our first one is when, all right? So I'm gonna do my fingers. You can't really do yours at the moment, but let's do our letters together. Ready? W, E, okay. Whoa. I think at some point the mask just keeps me from talking normal. Here we go. Erase your brains. Start over. Here we go. When. W. H. E. N. When. One more time. W. H. E. N. When. Very good. Here we go. Here's our next one. Come. Now, here is an E at the end. Here is an example of a word that does not follow. That's why it's a red word. It doesn't follow the rule, right? Because then this would be a long O and this would be comb. And that's not what this word is. We know it's come. So here we go. C. O. There you go. Again. C. O. M. E. Come. Very good. Next one, which is short, but almost all of you, so many people missed it at the beginning of the year. Ah, ready? O, F, F, ah. Again, I should hear you. O, F, F, ah. Very good. Now, I'm going to go over last week's as well, because they're on our test today, and I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to see them before, because it's been a long time since last week. All right? Yes, ma'am. Oh, that's nice. Okay, well, hopefully you'll still know the words. Charlie, are you okay? Try to stay on the chair, babe. Okay. Here we go. Nope. Focus on here. Here we go. Often. O-F-T-E-N. One more time. O-F-T-E-N. Now, we just learned that off is two F's. And here's often. So we might get confused and think we need two F's here, but we do not because we have the two syllables. Often. Now, some people do pronounce it often with a T sound, but many people do not. So that's why it's a red word because we often say often without that T sound. So there you go. All right, next word, there. This is the ownership one. Miss Abby, I need your eyes up here. Do not turn around. There, here we go. T-H-E-I-R. There. T-H-E-I-R. There. Now this is the there when we're talking about their desks or their teacher or their dog. When it's ownership. It's not the place. It's not the T-H-E-R-E like a place. It's the one that shows ownership. Okay. So and then our last one is many. Now, why, Charlie Carr, because you were the one that answered this last week on Zoom for me. Why is this a red word? Many. You remember? You're the one that answered it last week. You figured it out. You remember? That's okay. It's all right. Miss Bird? The A is making what kind of sound? F. Making E sound, isn't it? But it's actually an A sound. And our Y is making our E sound, right? Here we go. One more time. M-A-N-Y. Many. M-A-N-Y. Many. Now, notice the Y. What happens to the Y? It goes below the line, right? Some of you are still writing the Y so that looks like a capital and ends up here. So make sure it's a lowercase. It goes below the line. All right. So while I'm going to show this to Miss Astria so she can start getting ready for her test on her piece of paper because she's going to send me a picture of it. And meanwhile, she's going to get ready for that while I count this out. Please make sure you put your name and today's date. Just let me second. 122. 21. Let's get this done before. All right. Well, we're taking this out. Yes, right there. I still think we should have put the mark on this. All right. All right. Somebody. All righty. Yes, and surname. That is what I'm missing here. Okay. Oh boy. All right. Pencils right here. I can just grab one. They're all clean. All right. So I want you to think about our rule for this week. Now, so all the words that are in our first six, Miss Evie, my turn. All of the words that we have for number 1 through 6 are going to follow our rule today, okay? They're all going to be magic E. Ben, what did I just say? Did you hear me? I was giving a hint to everybody. I think you were busy making your own noise. So between numbers 1 through 6, all follow our rule today. Okay? They're all magic E words. I'm giving you that hint. Then we're going to actually have 6 of our red words. So can you add 4, 5, and 6? We need 6 red words because we didn't have a spelling test last week. And so I didn't get in the last week's red words. So there's 6 words. Ben, did you get this written? Okay. And then we will have two sentences. They are worth more than 1 point. All right. The sentences are worth a lot more because they are a test on whether or not you know the different rules for the different words. Okay. And I will read those many times. All right. Here we go. So the first word for number 1. Listen to the word, I'll say it, and I'll say the sentence, and then I'll say it again, and then I'll say the sentence again until everybody's ready. Give me a thumbs up, however, when you're done, so I know I can move on, okay? Just like you did last week when you're, like, when you were done with something on Zoom, right? All right, wove. I wove the thread into cloth. Wove. Wove. What? Wove. Wove. All right. Are you ready, Mr. August, for number 2? Okay. Number 2. So you're giving me a thumbs up when you're ready. Number 2, trade. I will trade that baseball card for a Pokemon card. Trade. Aid. Trade. Okay. I'm glad, Sawyer, I'm glad you identified with the, let's get that word down. Well, we should probably keep that closed while we're doing red words. Trade. It's okay, nobody's cheating off you. Okay, trade. Do number 2 for me. Trade. Trade. All right. Number 3. Strive. Listen to the sentence. I strive to be ready for my lessons. Doesn't always work. I strive to be ready for my lessons. Strive. Listen to it. Strive. Strive. Yes, August.
Are we on number 3?
We are on number 3. Strive. Are you? Am I saying them clear enough, Astria? Are you good? Strive. Listen to it. Strive. Strive. Also listen to the sentence to see if the word makes sense in the sentence. Okay. I strive to make sure I am ready for my lessons. Number 4. Double checking that Astria is ready. Okay. Number 4, scrape. Scrape. I will scrape the dirt off my boot. Scrape. This is number 4. Scrape. 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 Now, I know that there's a sound in there that could have 2 different letters. Think about which letter would be the right one based on what we know about the 2 letters that sound the same. Scrape. I will scrape the mud off of my boot. Scrape. Think about the rule that goes along with what we know about letters at the beginning of the word. Number 5. Here we go. I'm fogging up my glasses again. Whew. Quote. Today we talked about how you quote an author for your notes. Quote. 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 Yes. Okay, so when we're looking at them. Okay, let's probably not have the red word folder out when we get to the red words though. Okay?
This is quotes.
Quote. Quote.
Oh, wait.
We will quote the author if we use their words. Quote. All right, number 6.
What's this?
Listen to the word mute. I have to mute the television to be able to hear the radio. Mute. Listen to the sounds. Mute. Mute. We are on number 6. I will mute. So there's a lot of talking. If you have something to say, raise your hand. I will mute the television so I can hear the radio. All right. Yes, Max.
What's number 4?
4 was scrape. I will scrape the mud off my boots. Yes, Miss Evie. 5 was quote. I will quote the author if I use their words. Number 1,
No, wait, what's
for
number 6?
mute. I will mute the television so I can hear the radio. Number 1, red word. So think about us using our tapping. Think about our stomping. Think about what we just practiced, okay? Number 1, when. When will we be done with this test? When?
Yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't really talking. That was a conversation. When? Number 1 of your red words. When? Charlie, what's all the thumbs down about? You're making me sad, man. No, is it? Oh, that means you're ready? Okay. Number 2, come. Please come here as soon as you can. Come. It's a red word. Red word number 2. Number 2. When. Miss Evie, can you please not talk? August, should you just run that over to your backpack so we don't forget? Okay, go for it, bud. All right. All right. Up and down, says Gabe. All right. Number 3, off. I jumped off of the hill onto my feet.
Is this number 3?
Off. Yep, it's number 3. Off. Off. I jumped off the hill and onto my feet. All right. Mr. August, number 3 was off.
Okay.
I know, but
R is spelled.
Number 4, many. I had many reasons to come to school today. Many. Number 2 was come. August, as long as you have the words, it doesn't really matter what order they are, and I'll grade them fine. It's okay. As long as I know what the words, I can read them, then it doesn't matter really what order they're in. It helps me if they're in order, but it doesn't have to be. All right, number 5. Number 4 is many. I had many reasons to come to school today. How you doing, Astria? Miss Astria, you doing okay? Okay. Number 5, there. I wanted their dog, but my mom said no. There. I wanted their dog, but my mom said no.
That's what I probably say.
Remember, it's got ownership. Number 6. Are you double checking that you wrote it correctly? You should be. Number 6, often. I tell you often to double check your work. Often. I often tell you to check your work. Often. Yes, Miss Eddie. Yes. So make sure you spell it correctly though, either way, right? Number 1. Okay, before you write number 1, I want you to write cups.
I did.
Max, it's often. Yep. So I want you to write your cups on the side. because we're gonna make sure that you do that before you're done on your sentence today, or before we turn it in. You're gonna check your cups. C stands for capital. U for understanding. Make sure you reread and make sure your sentence makes sense. P is punctuation. You're just gonna teach Sunny. There you go. S is for spelling. Sunny's teaching today. She's apparently our expert today. All right, so you got cups written down. Number 1. Are you ready, Mr. Charlie Carr? All right, here we go. Lift the crate with a crane. Lift the crate with a crane. Lift the crate
Oh, God.
with a crane. Lift the crate with a crane. Lift the crate with a crane. And then go through your cups. If you think you're done, use your cups. And when you check it, you cross it off. So when you look for your capital, you cross off your C. We haven't done this in a while in person. Reread your sentence. If it makes sense, you cross off U. I will. When you double check your punctuation, your ending mark, you cross off your P. Finn, we're not having a chat right now. Cross off the S when you're sure about the spelling of each word. Here we go. Lift the crate with a crane. Lift the crate with a crane. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Yes, Mr. Fox.
After the change up to the bathroom.
Yeah, can we finish number 2 real quick?
Yeah, I did.
That would be great. Yes, and then I'm going to do I have to do a couple progress monitorings, and then I'm going to meet with your group with your EL workbook. Yep, because I didn't meet with your group yesterday, so I need to meet with your group. So Astria, you're going to stay because I got to do a progress monitoring, plus you're going to be meet with your group. And Finn and Max. Cerny's not here today. So, and then Lila, Evie, Sawyer, and Charlie Carr, I will be meeting with you at the end of the second group.
Did you do the second?
I have not done the second sentence. I was just making sure everybody was caught up. I was, as they call, stalling, as they say. All right. Are we all ready for sentence number 2? Did you mark your cups? Did you do every step for your cups? Okay, good job. Number 2, write your cups again. If you haven't already. Number 2, did Sam plan to make the same plane? Did Sam plan to make the same plane? Did Sam plan to make the same plane? Yes, Mr. Gabe. Oh my goodness. I can give you one. And then Mr. Gabe, you can keep it, okay? And then all right. Go back to my sentence. Did Sam plan to make the same plane? When you think you're done, go through your cups. Did Sam plan
I didn't put the essence in.
to make the same plane? I can. Did Sam plan to make the same plane? Go through your cups, make sure, and when it says C, make sure you have all the C's, all the capitals. Hint, hint. Extra capitals. Did Sam plan to make the same plane? You're giving me a thumbs up if you're finished, so I know you're ready.
I'm gonna make.
Did Sam plan to make the same plane? Must be doing a model airplane or something.
Maybe.
Miss Sunny, are you done? Or are you still working? Okay, I was looking for a thumbs up. Because you looked like you were still busy. All right. All right. Does anyone need anything repeated from any of the parts? Does anybody want me to repeat anything from the top, the middle, or the bottom? Does everybody have their name on the top? Does everybody have the date on the top? Today's date is 1/22/21. All right. So Miss Astria, later today, you're going to need to have a picture with your Chromebook and send it and attach it to the day's assignment for me so I can grade it. Or you can email it to me, either way. Okay? All right. So I need you to stay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the video recording. But I don't want you to go anywhere, okay?